I wish I took this more seriously.
And this is what's going to happen to me? What happens now?
I don't really understand what I'm supposed to be doing differently. Did I do something wrong here?
Yeah, in a minute.
Hang on, hold that thought. I'm going to have to call you back. I didn't expect for you to come right now.
You just asked me if I was coming.
So, when does this start?
Like, now?
Hello, how are you both?
We're good. We're good. How are you?
I'm all right. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us in this session, Miss Bellin.
No, thank you. It's not like we have much to do nowadays anyway.
I wanted to speak with you now, especially since your daughter and I have had a number of sessions together, and she's done several questionnaires and mood tests for me. With that, I've been able to confirm a diagnosis. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, love, but you have borderline personality disorder. Before either of you puts any thoughts in your heads that all hope is lost or anything like that, I want to explain this diagnosis to both of you.
Yeah, could you? I mean, what does this mean? What is borderline personality disorder?
I have the DSM-5 diagnostic criteria right in front of me, and I can also share it with you after we end this session. A patient is diagnosed with borderline personality disorder when they show 5 of 9 of these symptoms. The patient has unstable moods.
What? What's wrong?
Nothing. Just go away.
I'm not just going to go away. Not after seeing you like this.
The patient is terrified of abandonment, which can possibly characterize all of their relationships. The patient makes frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment. The patient has a history of intense, unstable relationships. They may have a poorly defined sense of self.
Wait. I mean, to me, this is just... I mean, isn't this considered normal behavior for teenagers?
Sadly, no. Please, if you would just let me continue, you would realize that this isn't normal at all. The patient makes impulsive decisions. They tend to have suicidal or self-harm tendencies. The patient has intense, inappropriate anger and fights that could turn to be physical.
Hey, I haven't seen you all day. What have you been up to?
Nothing.
It's almost 5 and you haven't even left the room. Not even to say hi.
I'm fine. I don't need to say hi to you every day. Can you just leave me alone?
The patient says they feel empty. Are you with us? Love, are you with us?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Why didn't anyone else say this? Or say that this could be, why didn't anyone else catch this?
Many patients, sadly, are misdiagnosed with bipolar instead of borderline personality disorder. I'm sorry, Miss Bellin, that I wasn't able to inform either of you of this sooner.
So what now? I mean, I've got my diagnosis, so what happens now?
Well, we've seen how you react before you've received any medication as a treatment option, so that's the next step.
I'm sorry, but with all due respect to you and to your office, I'm just not comfortable with you prescribing medication to my daughter. Her father got so wrapped up in prescription medications. I can't have the same thing happen again.
I completely understand where you're coming from. But if you want to help your daughter overcome this, which is definitely possible, I know medication is frowned on by many people, but let me tell you our strongly recommended treatment plan. We're prescribing antipsychotics and mood stabilizers, and we're starting dialectical behavior therapy sessions with a psychiatrist who will help most with reacting and communicating.
What will happen? What helps more, the therapy or the medication?
If I'm honest, they're both quite dependent on each other. But listen, we finally found the treatment plan that we've been talking about for months, and I hope you feel confident and comfortable in any therapist or psychiatrist office, and especially in mine, that we hold a non-biased atmosphere. You are your best advocate, and your mom and I will always be there to support you.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Is there something you wanted to discuss?
Yeah, actually, I was wondering if I could come into your office this weekend and discuss with you.
I'm sorry, that's not a good idea. We're not allowed to have anyone in our office other than ourselves, but we can certainly talk right here, right now.
I'm just one person. Can't you make an exception, please? I mean,
Miss Bellin, I'm sorry, I'm telling you, you cannot come in.
Fine, okay? I won't. I mean, your concerns are all taken care of, but in the meantime, what about mine? Not that you care, about any of my concerns.
And what are your concerns?
My daughter. That my daughter's mind has a higher chance of killing her than this virus that everyone's so worried about?
Do you want to know what happens if borderline personality disorder is left untreated? Well, they can't get out of bed. Not in the morning, not in the evening. They can't get out of bed. They get themselves into these unstable, unhealthy relationships. They find it hard to come to terms with anything. So they end up self-harming. starving themselves, binge eating, both. There can be a lifetime of conflict with BPD. And all of this will lead to them thinking about committing suicide and then actually completing it. And this, I'm going to do the best I can help your daughter during our sessions, but this is what could happen to her in the future if you don't start focusing on giving her the support that she needs from you right now.
What am I supposed to do?
Just be present. Just be present. She needs you and other people with her to get her to go out, to go on walks, to make her food, even to have her drink water, just to keep her productive in any way and to make sure she isn't bottling up anything. Because I've seen what happens to patients who have people who are able to help but don't.
What happens to them?
Exactly what I told you, but more. Look, every case is different, but it can all lead to long periods of paranoia until they eventually disconnect from reality. And to them, it's a blackout. To us, they're still functioning right in front of us.
And this is what's going to happen to me?
I wish I took this seriously.
Not necessarily, but it could.
I wish people took me seriously.
That's why your mom and I agreed to move forward with your treatment. And I'll be honest with you, mental pain really isn't any dissimilar to physical pain. People won't like me saying this, but these disorders are really no different than cancer. This treatment is going to be a challenge, but it's going to get you to where you want to be. Dialectical behavior therapy will help massively with managing these painful emotions you're experiencing and decrease the amount of conflict in your life.
I wish I took this
Why
more
didn't anyone
seriously.
else catch this?
But this isn't considered normal at all.
I didn't want to be like this.
My daughter's mind has
There
a
can be a
higher chance
lifetime
of
of
killing her
conflict
than
with
this
BPD.
virus that everyone's so worried about?
I didn't want to be like this. But nobody took me seriously.